All right. I have some water boiling right now. What I'm going to do is add oil to it. Yes, I know. It's not the proper way. There are, many debates. I personally, I tossed it in there, and I think it's all right. But it's okay if you don't, or if you do. Then I add fresh cracked pepper, as well as salt. This is the water that the pasta is going to boil in. You don't have to use this exact pasta either. You can use whatever you have on hand. Okay, get this. I need to get this warm at minimum. Season my chicken, which I've already washed off. I want to season the top layer, the side that I know I'm going to put down first, essentially. Oh, I'm a crazy lady. We need to get a little bit of oil and a little bit of butter together in this pan. I mean, you want to almost coat the bottom of the pan with oil, and then I've been saving the rest of this butter specifically for this. Then you just want to put butter as well. Yes, I'm about to wash my hands. I prefer to put softened room temperature butter. I prefer to put softened room temperature butter in oil like this instead of cold butter into oil like this in a pan. I feel like they dance better together. The point of putting both is so that you have the butter flavor and richness, but it doesn't burn because of the oil. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. Okay. So while this is heating up, you never want to put it in at that stage. While this is heating up, we are going to season the first side of our chicken. We're going to start with fresh cracked pepper. I just make sure that there's an even coat, like an even layer of whatever I'm adding onto the chicken. This might be easier. Yeah, I think you can see that better. Okay, so that's just pepper first. Then, did I add salt to that? I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know where salt is. You want to be light-handed with this salt, and honestly, with me, I only put salt on one side. Very light-handed. I don't know. But it's your preference. If you like more salt, this one comes out kind of fast. If you like more salt in general, then you could be heavy-handed. If you're not a fan of salty, then you could be light-handed. It's all up to your preferences. It's your food and you're cooking it, and you're cooking it for the people that you love. And so, of course, you want to customize it to, their preferences. I'm going to turn the boiling water down to 7. Turn this one. Oop. I'm going to turn the front to 8 and the boiling water to 7. They were both on max to start. I don't quite want to add this yet, though. I want to get this at least. Okay. We can add a bay leaf. What I like to do is get one that's kind of like this and break off the smaller end of where it was already broken. That way, it's not too intense, it's not too much, but it's still there and it's still easy to take out. So I put that directly in there. Alright. Ooh, this is rub sage. I prefer ground sage. This is what I have right now, so I'm gonna make it work. How I acclimate to rub sage, which is quite different than ground sage, is I get a little in my palm first, and then I break it up, kind of like twirling it, I guess, or like going like this with my fingers, but the sage in between my fingers and letting it fall. So it's just breaking it up a bit, making it smaller pieces, and then once that's done, I go like this over the chicken, and I let it fall how it's gonna fall. Okay. Paprika. And thyme. Thyme loves chicken. I am being heavy-handed on this side with the thyme. I just find it helps with the crispiness on that side for some reason. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my. All right. So now we can add the chicken. Get that cooking. We're gonna put a seasoned side down. You don't want to do more than 3 or 4. You don't want to do more than 3 or 4 in a pan this size, because if you overcrowd it, it won't cook evenly. They won't cook properly the way that we're doing it. And you know, part of cooking is deliberately creating an ideal meal, either for yourself or someone else, in terms of ideal. But that's the whole point, right? So we take these precautions, and we are aware of what we're doing and how it's going to sort of end up, or we can at least think about how it's going to end up in the end result. We can deliberately create much quicker. I don't know. The words have escaped me. But I feel like you will forgive me. Okay, so we're going to do a coating. Ooh, this is raw. Okay. And I'm actually going to put this. We're going to, because there's going to be no salt on this side, especially because the butter we use is salted. We're going to do the same thing. I'm being a lot more light-handed on with the thyme on the second side, okay? So, let's see. Come on. There we go. Just a light dusting. Okay. Paprika. Please, we have that. No more salt on there. Oh, this comes out really fast. Yeah. Right. Alright, now I am comfortable adding this. that little box. Whoop. Oh, oh, poor little guy. Sorry, sugar, you're gonna have to burn down there because it's too hot to reach down there and take it down. Okay, give it a good stir initially, right when it comes in to the boiling water. And then it's very important to remember to turn the water down. You don't want it at a rapid boil the whole time. You want it in between the simmer and a boil, okay? And this is gonna stay on the side for probably another minute and a half. So we're gonna fill with this one so you can have it. Okay, this has already been washed. Probably just yes, baby, yes, and then I wrapped them in paper towel so that the moisture doesn't. I love it. Okay, this is what you want. This is not too dark. Okay, let me show you. This is not too dark. This is what you want, this coloring. Even if it's a little darker, that's okay too. I might even flip it back over, but I don't know, I'll see. I'm not going to season anymore because we've already seasoned the side, okay? But, I'm going to get this ready. Okay. I wanted to stir the pasta one more time before I start touching the shrimp because I won't be able to touch these things before washing my hands after I have touched the shrimp, even though it is cooked and clean. Okay? I just wanted to take the tail off and then, but I wanted to do this on camera to show you. It's a pretty easy way, and I feel like it could really help a lot of people, save more time, kind of be more time efficient in the kitchen. I know, personally, I've had a full day, and I love putting a hot butter plate on the table for my son, but, if I can cut some sort of time, I do. Christian, please do not look up on the house. Okay, so I did. I like to have a little bag like this, a grocery bag, and I put all the trash from whatever I'm doing in here. So when I cut potatoes, I have all of these for the potato skins. When I'm doing something like this, I have it for the trash item. And that's for the details. Okay. So I remove the tail, throw it in there, and then I break it into thirds or fourths. Just kind of small bite-sized pieces. So I put that in, and I just go back in, I pinch it off. So I'm just pinching it. But you can get a lot of them done with this technique. So, this is real kitchen. This is real life. And sometimes what I do. I see. I always look for that. If you see it dark like that, what I like, especially if it's just on the end there, it's not anywhere here. I'm gonna pinch that off. I'm just going to toss that in the scraps. I don't want to flip with it. I really don't want to flip with it. So it's not really sweet. It's just a little bit of shrimp and a little bit too. And so, not really that much. And maybe I'll do a recommendation for anyone who's doing this. I'm going to do 3 more, and then that'll be enough. Yep. Yep. All right. See, now all the shrimp trash can just go straight into the trash can, and you can wash it out. I really need to turn this chicken. Whew, thank you, Jesus. That is okay. This is okay. Honestly, it's just cooking now. But that's okay. You kind of want a side like that where it's real crispy, and it's like a deep mocha, like a deep like brown. It's not black. Do you know what I mean? Anyways. All right. Let's get that. Stir this. I just took it off the heat because I don't want it. I want it to be the least intense amount of cooking speed right now as possible, because obviously that chicken's already done and we need to gather. But I really needed to stir those noodles. Okay. So. Okay, now I'm going to get that out of the pan so it stops cooking completely. Set that aside. And what I like to do with situations like this in oil, I mean, there are times when I would use, like if I was making gravy or something right now, I would use this, and I would probably dump like 50% of this oil out and then keep all these scraps on the bottom. I still want to keep these scraps on the bottom right now, but this is way too much oil for what I need as well. So I'm actually going to dump it all first. I like to twirl it away from me. I don't know, I guess it makes me feel like there's less of a splash of oil going on there. Ooh. So I put it in a mug. Okay. Okay. Now everything's off the heater for a second. Where are my scissors? Christian, do you know where my kitchen scissors are? Huh? Oh. Is it done? No. It's not very close. Huh? It's not recording. Okay. So the burner's still on, but the pan is off of the burner so that it's not getting any hotter right now. These noodles are looking pretty close to done, if not done. So we need to try those before we cut this chicken up. Oh. Mm-hmm. They're done. find my strainer. Oh my gosh. Thank gosh, I just remembered to save. No, my goodness, no. We definitely need starchy water from the pasta. That's so important. Whatever you're making in terms of pasta, ever, starchy water from the pasta into the sauce. That might be too much, but we can let it cook down a bit like the chicken. Whew. Oh my gosh. Thank gosh. Oh my. This is raw. Okay. Oh, let's cut the. Oh, my gosh. What I'm going to do, hang on one second, Christian. What I'm going to do to try to keep these warm is actually put it back on the burner. If the burner's off, put the pan without any water back on the burner, put the colander on top, and then I'm actually going to put a lid on top right here, and I'm going to hope that that traps in enough heat. And I do need to dump some of this out. That's too much starchy water. Okay. Cut this, and we've already got our shrimp taken care of, so we just have to toss that in. I could find my kitchen scissors, if that's alright. We'll get some knives. So I'm just gonna use a knife and ooh, ouch. And this and cut it. I think I probably did cook this chicken a little bit too long. But that's alright. Honestly, it softens up when it simmers in the sauce. This is a very forgiving recipe, I have to say. And then what's great about doing this prior to including it in the sauce and the actual entree and the actual meal is that moms, when you sit down, your kids' food is already cut. You all literally can sit down and start taking bites, and no one needs any prep work. Even if they're doing their own prep work, they still have to do that prep. You know what I mean? It's just a lot. It's a lot easier. These things, in terms of the quality time that you're going to spend during the meal, those things are very important to think about as well. You know, what is actually going to be going on? Are we sitting at the table? Are we going to be kind of lax tonight about it? Have we all had a long day? Is anyone sleepy because sleepy and hungry right before dinner when you can smell it and you can't eat it yet? Kind of hangry, you know? You have to consider all those things. That would be a good night for this because everything's prepared when for everyone, not just for your kids, for you too, you know? So everyone can just sit and enjoy the time with each other. Alright, I need to add the Alfredo. Oh. Okay, what I'm going to do for this, because honestly, a lot of that starchy water evaporated a little too quickly. So, I'm going to get a little bit of half and half. And I'm going to put, gosh, I'm going to start with like a fourth of a cup. You don't need much, okay? I'm serious, and you don't want to thin your sauce out terribly, so, but you want to get all of it. Yeah, I'm not going to do it again. I got to let out. So now what I like to do, because this is a canned sauce, we're reheating it. I mean, this is a pretty, I mean, I don't know if I'd say like exactly high end, Alfredo sauce, like a jar Alfredo sauce, but it's certainly up there, in quality and in price. But oh, so I don't need to jazz up too much, but you definitely want to add just I mean, look, just a couple cracks, not even coat the whole top. Well, maybe. Didn't really come up that fast. See how it's not all coated? Just a little dust. Honestly, I think that's all I'm gonna do. Just pepper. No other seasonings. This is a very good Alfredo sauce, and there's a lot of seasoning on the chicken and flavor from the bottom of the pan. Okay, now this is when we add the shrimp. It's very, very important that you do not add it until you're at this stage, okay? I'm laughing because that's what I do sometimes when I don't have like the most eloquent words for what I'm trying to express, or if I feel like nervous or embarrassed sometimes even, it's kind of like a whatever. It is what it is. But it's not funny. I'm laughing because of me, not because it's actually funny. However, it's very important to wait to put the shrimp in. Until this exact point, because it's already cooked and it is going to get tough quicker, which, shrimp in general, pretty unforgiving with that to start out. But it's already cooked, it's not raw. So what we're doing is just looking good. It came back up to a boil. Well, a rapid simmer, I would say. Now, I'm going to add some pasta. I'm not going to add this whole thing because that jar is kind of little. So, I'm going to start with half and stir it in, and then see if I need to add any more. But I make all kinds of stuff with these different kinds of pasta, so they will not go to waste. This will turn into a pasta salad, probably, to be honest with you, or like a Mediterranean type of vibe, or like old school, like Italian, like Sicilian. Okay, I do not want any more noodles. It's going to absorb everything. All right. I'm going to turn this down to 4 because it's going to take a moment for that burner to actually cool down to 4 because it has been at 7 for so long. I'm going to give it a good stir, and then I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm literally going to count to 45 and then turn the burner off. But don't do it all quickly. You have to do it a little slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm going to take a brief sip. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Oh, we're already at 44. I went past 45. Okay, so now after the 45 second, you take it off the burner and you elevate the lid so it's tilted but still very much on there, and you leave it alone. You do not stir it. Turn this burner off. Don't put it on a hot burner either. Just put it on the one that has not even been on. And then you don't mess with it. And while that's happening, I'm going to put the pasta that I did not use into bags. It might even just be one bag, hopefully. So if you didn't make extra pasta and you're like, okay, what do I do? Like, how long do I know how to wait? So what I do is whenever I'm done with this pasta, putting it in these bags, that's when I stir it and serve it. However, if you don't have something to do, between that time, you could just set a timer for, let's just average out to 3 minutes. Set a timer for 3 minutes, and then you'll know when the timer goes off to come back and stir and serve. I sprayed the lost my little guy. Sorry, buddy. I sprayed the paper towel instead of spraying the surface because they're so moist. Just I don't know. If the counter was completely clear, obviously, I would just spray the counter. This might be a good thing to do, those 3 minutes. And it's okay if it's a little extra. Or even if it's a little under, it's fine. You just want to let it sit for at least a minute and a half. Give it a moment, you know? Oops. Okay. I want these to get cold before I make the pasta. I actually kind of have 2 in mind. I might just do that. Okay. So, alright. I need to stop. I'm going to wipe all this down after. I'm going to do it right now. We're going to stir this. Oh, where did I put my... Oh, no. That's alright. It's not an oh-no situation. It's an that's alright situation. I'll just grab a new doohickey. Sorry, I had to get in the dishwasher for this one. So we want to give it one good stir. And by a good stir, I mean you're starting something that has these sort of forks or whatever, right? So you want to start at the top of it. And before you even touch the pasta, start to go a little bit back and forth with it. Then that way when you touch it, you're just back and forth like this. And do that kind of as much as you can. Just that's testing the waters to see if anything's stuck on the bottom. I knew nothing was stuck on the bottom right here. But if it was, you would know where it is and you could address it properly, right? And then you want to start from one end, scoop all the way under and over. to make sure it's well incorporated. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Christian, you ready? Oh, easy. Would you prefer a spoon or a fork? Huh? I'm gonna serve my son before I plate up some for us to look at. I'm gonna have him start with that. I think that should be okay. Christian, did you wash your hands? Yeah. When? Huh? You promised me it was not that long ago? Alright. I trust you. Okay. For us, I wanted to get this darker plate. I thought the contrast would be appropriate so you could properly see the colors. I don't know if that helps. You know, obviously you can serve garlic bread or many other things with this. Tonight, we are just going rogue. We're just doing pasta with no bread. Alright. See, we've got everything bite-sized. Literally. There's no preparation. Literally dig in. You can just dig in. Your kids can just dig in. You can enjoy the time with each other, or you can enjoy the peace and quiet for a moment. You know. Okay. So let's see. Mm-hmm. The chicken thighs softened right back up. It's not crispy at all. And the sauce. That's one of the reasons that I use dark, excuse me, dark meat when I'm making a dish like this, or a similar dish, because it's very forgiving, and especially if you know it's gonna simmer in a sauce. If it's dark meat chicken, that's gonna plump right back up. It's gonna be juicy again. I mean, unless it was just burnt. But yeah, the sauce is amazing. I already knew that I didn't want any more pepper or salt in there because I've made this so many times, so I know my ratios. However, if it's your first time, I think it would be appropriate to try just a bite prior to serving your family or your friends, or even yourself. Because if it's your first time, you might need a little something extra of something, whatever it might be, a seasoning or whatever. Well, I am so happy to have cooked this with you. Thank you for being here with me, and I can't wait for the warm, full bellies that you're gonna feed with this meal. Have a great evening.